Last thing I want to talk about is brain balance. I got my postdoc degree in 1995. A colleague of mine, Dr. Robert Melillo, great mind, great researcher, great functional neurologist, a real amazing man, called me up and asked me to attend his seminars on developmental disorders. So I flew to Atlanta. I took his series on developmental disorders. And he started this company. It's an achievement center. It's not a doctor's office. It's an achievement center in which we use functional neurological concepts, to change the way a brain functions. So Dr. Melillo asked the question, which is just a brilliant, simple question: what is going on in the brain of kids with a developmental disorder, like autism, ADHD, OCD, Tourette's, ODD, learning disorders? What's happening in the brain? And it's a question no one's asking. And when he asked that question, he said, how can we comprehensively approach brain function so that we can change the brain? The only way to change a brain is through proper stimulation of weak patterns. And when you know what the weak patterns are, then you can stimulate them properly so that you get strengthening of those pathways. He also went on to say that autism, ADHD, all the behavioral issues in development, and all the learning issues in development were due to functional disconnection. That means when a pathway is not strong, that means those interconnections from nerves are not in the number that makes them strong enough to function properly. So we do a comprehensive assessment at Brain Balance, where we look at vision, auditory system, we look at fine motor movements, core muscle strength, interactive metronome, we spin them, we look at balance beam, we look at wobble board, 1 foot balance, we look at light, we look at color, we look at smells, we look at everything we possibly can do to assess weakness. And then we look at whether the right side is weaker than the left side, or the left side is weaker than the right side, which presents its own types of problems. So since I've been in Brain Balance, I have 2 centers, one in Springfield and one in Cherry Hill. It's a franchise that goes across the country to serve as many kids as possible with this horrible epidemic that we're going through. Once we do an assessment, then we know how to bring a kid back, because each kid has his own unique set of weaknesses. And then we do a nutritional assessment on that child so that we can add nutrition. So we look at not only sensory motor function, we look at nutritional function, and then we look at cognitive function. And we do a test called a Wyatt test, a Wechsler Individual Aptitude Test version 3. And we look at reading, word reading, reading comprehension, listening comprehension, math problem solving, numerical operations, phonetic skills, spelling, time test, and so forth. So when we do an assessment, we get a brilliant picture of exactly where a kid is functionally. And when we start to address those weaknesses and get them stronger and stronger and stronger, behavioral issues go away, learning disorders go away. And these kids have a fantastic transformation and they reach their potential. I've seen amazing things at Brain Balance. I'm proud that I'm associated with Brain Balance and Dr. Melillo, a colleague of mine that I respect and does research. So if your child is having those issues, you can consult with me first so that we can get you a referral to Brain Balance, or you can go to Brain Balance yourself in Springfield or in Cherry Hill. Our website is www.brainbalancecenters.com, and there's locations all over the country. Get your kids in and get a transformation. It'll change your family.